I read the news so that you don't have to. We need to talk about CNN. Capona and Noriega. No, I'm joking. It's not about Queen's Finest. It's obviously about the cable's news network. Why am I talking about them? What's happening? Well, lock in, let me tell you. So it's no news to anybody that Mr. Donald Trump does not like CNN. He frequently calls them fake news on his little Truth Social thing, and he's on this constant war against them. He actually even picks off journalists and starts calling them idiots and stuff like that. But we're not going to get into that right now. What we're going to get into is the sale of Warner Brothers Discovery. So they are the parent company of CNN, and they've been in a kind of bidding war between Netflix and Paramount about who's going to acquire them. So late October, Netflix prepares their bid. They put in for their bid along with Paramount and Comcast, and they emerge victorious. Apparently, they put in a bid for about 83 billion, which represents about 72 billion in equity value for shareholders. Sounds like a done deal. Does it though? You know, they say the streets ain't loyal to choose sides. Prepare for the beef. Whoever loses dies. Well, hopefully no one will die. But basically, Paramount launched a hostile takeover. Why does this matter? Well, initially people were like, what? Netflix, they can't take over. This is going to be bad for Hollywood. It will reshape everything. But CNN, they were like, okay, cool. We're going to be carved out of this. We're going to be kind of separate. The legacy stations, we're going to be separate. So CNN Newsroom were kind of relieved that Netflix had won over Ellison's Paramount, because Larry Ellison is a big Trump supporter and it wouldn't be good for them, not for their brand, because CNN is considered in the US to be left-leaning. Laughs in European. In all of this hostilities, Paramount's tried to go around the board. So a hostile takeover is when the board rejects the offer, which has been done, and then they go around the board and go directly to the shareholders and say, listen, we can make you an offer. And that offer doesn't carve out CNN, which means that Larry Ellison, Trump's friend, Trump, who hates CNN, would effectively have control of CNN and perhaps change the tone of the news. And this is where it becomes ever murkier. You see, for this acquisition to be rubber stamped, it has to be signed off as being competitive. So the regulatory department and the antitrust powers have to say that they determine that dominance of one takeover versus the other, i.e. Netflix being a dominant force, wouldn't be a bad thing. And in this way, Paramount's Larry Ellison has long been regarded as having the antitrust edge. So even though Netflix are announcing that they've done the deal, it's not necessarily a done deal. Be easy.